Hi, everybody. I think we're at a quorum, so we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Ricky Herbst, and I'm the Cinema Program Director here at the lovely Browning Cinema in the state-of-the-art DeBartolo Performing Arts Center on the campus of the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, St. Joe County, Indiana, United States of America. Thank you for coming out here tonight. I really appreciate it. Since we have a nice crowd, how about we take 30 seconds, shake the hand of somebody new, wave to someone you haven't met, and say, hey. Okay, now that we are all one big family, we can go ahead and get the program going. Before we launch into tonight's show, I just want to say a couple of things, or a couple of words about the films that are upcoming this month at the Browning. This weekend, we have two international films that I think might be of interest. One, an Iranian film that just won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film, that's Farhadi's The Salesman, as well as the Apu trilogy from the 50s, which is starting Saturday and Sunday and then closing out on Wednesday in a restored version. Also, we'll be showing, before break, both Desperately Seeking Susan and 20th Century Women, and another film in the Nanovic series with us will be coming at the end of the month, Tony Erdmann, if you're from Northwest Iowa, my German enclave would be Tony Erdmann, but Tony Erdmann, and then Silence, Martin Scorsese's passion project ends March here. But tonight, we're really lucky because we have two very, very, very good friends of the Browning Cinema, and that is the Nanovic Institute and the Italian department represented tonight. And to get us going, I want to hand it over to Anthony Monta, representing the Nanovic Institute. So if you could please give him a warm Irish welcome.
Ricky, I think that's the first time I've ever been introduced. Usually I'm in the role of introducing things, but this is, thank you. We're very happy at the Nanovic Institute to bring European films every semester to Notre Dame. This semester, of course, we have the best of recent European film, collection of 4 films. Tonight is the second presentation. As Ricky mentioned, we'll be showing Tony Erdmann, which was up for an Academy Award from Germany this year. It's a wonderful, funny film. And then the last film will be a French road trip movie called Microbe et Gasoline, which is a hysterical film about coming of age in France and going on a road trip. So you can't miss that. But tonight we have this wonderful film by a young director named Pietro Marcello, and it'll be introduced by Alberto LoPinto, who's a Ph.D. candidate in Italian studies here at Notre Dame. He and I have been having really nice conversations over the years about young filmmakers in Italy today, and so I thought there are many wonderful faculty here at Notre Dame, but Alberto is sort of like on the ground in Rome, born in Rome, or lived in Rome, or something. He is the guy to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, Alberto LoPinto.
Thank you, both Ricky and Anthony. I would like also to thank the Browning Cinema and the Nanovic Institute for promoting and screening the film. 3 weeks ago, I was walking on a trail in Buchanan, Michigan, and the person I was with was trying to help me understand the philosophical theory of parallel worlds. That conversation came to my mind when I watched Lost and Beautiful, a movie about two worlds colliding, today's Italy and the ancient realm of fairy tales. Set for the large part close to Naples in the Campania region between roughly 2008 and 2013, the film is narrated by a talking buffalo, who is cared for first by Tommaso Castrone, guardian of an abandoned palace, and later by Pulcinella, a traditional companion character, intermediary between the living and the dead. Lost and Beautiful is the palace, its region, and provincial Italy at large. The rural setting in non-tourist Italy is the backdrop for a tale on the relationship between living beings and the earth. The buffalo's point of view destabilizes the narrative by questioning human impact on animals and the earth. The buffalo is mistreated and abandoned. The palace lies in ruins. The territory around it is exploited for illicit waste disposal. If the culprit is a society detached from animals and land, Tommaso Castrone stands out as an ancestral, anti-modern, pastoral figure. His sensibility leads him to protect the endangered destiny of the buffalo and the palace, mementos of a forgotten past. By no means a mere celebration of rural life, Tommaso's tale comes through as a powerful assertion of how the misuse of the land and animals manifest hostility to those traditions and values deeply rooted in the territory. These traditions and values are no longer preserved and promoted and face the threat of becoming irredeemably lost. History is a harsh reminder of this phenomenon, and modern Italian history is no exception, with an almost uninterrupted abuse of the land and its values and traditions. The unification of Italy in 1861 led to a social and political crisis in southern Italy, still present today, that resulted in the abandonment of the land and the illegal or unregulated use of it. The post-war economic miracle in late 1950s promoted industry over agriculture, favoring land use for industrial purposes rather than agricultural ones. Before World War II, 70% of the population were farmers. Urbanization and internal migration from south to north changed the lives of Italians, and all of this was reflected in the territory, which lost innumerable traditions and values linked to the culture of the land. On top of all this, Camorra and other crime syndicates in the south exploited the land with illegal activities, such as the recent 2008 toxic waste crisis in Naples and Campania, as depicted in this movie. Land exploitation is deeply akin to the health of the artistic heritage produced on that land. As is the case for the abandoned palace of Carditello, the Italian artistic heritage at large runs the risk of being forgotten. This film is sprinkled with the finest Italian artistic productions, from the Commedia dell'arte to the modern poetry of Gabriele D'Annunzio, from the metaphysical prose of Anna Maria Ortese to the classical music of Gaetano Donizetti and Domenico Scarlatti, the neoclassicist architecture of the Palace of Carditello, and the medieval cityscape of Tuscania in northern Lazio. All these artistic creations, integral parts of the heterogeneous and vast Italian territory, stand as instances of a precarious structures of values in peril in contemporary Italian society. As the story develops, the buffalo and his companions travel provincial, marginal lands, off the beaten paths of postcard views, in a journey of self-discovery, which is not only spatial but also temporal, through a mythical past and a slowed-down present. As viewers, the unique dimension between life and death, reality and dream, forms a crack in our space-time perception, leading to a loss of orientation. Disoriented in space and time, we experience a space in a manner paradoxically closer to reality, grasping in this fairy tale adventure those invisible traces obfuscated by everyday life that deeply connect us to our territory. Experiencing this marginal condition, this parallel world, at the border of our society allows a wider and rawer vision of the connections between living beings. The landscape loses its regional traces to universal overtones, manifesting conditions like those of other traditions and places. The need to preserve a land and its heritage goes beyond national identity. The vicissitudes of the buffalo and his two companions stand to viewers as exemplary paradigms of an active involvement for the protection of the land, its living creatures, values, and artistic creations. Indeed, as in fairy tales, this metaphysical quest offers a moral in the form of an invitation to go out and discover what is lost and beautiful in our community, and to preserve and defend it with our own physical presence. Walking through a territory does not insulate it from all kinds of disease, but it makes it closer to the skin, to memories. To experience a region bodily is not therapy, but rather a preventive measure. It is an act of resistance towards government and social injustice, organized crime, and private interests. As inhabitants of a territory, it is our duty to enforce the right for the landscape to be shared and free, no matter where this takes place, in an abandoned palace in the outskirts of Naples, in North Dakota's sacred lands, or in the streets of Washington. That's my hope for you tonight. I'll leave you to it. Enjoy the movie. Thank you.